Hello everybody, what's going on? It's your girl Tally back again with another video. Today I want to talk to you all about why do I give relationship advice and I'm single. All right, so the disclaimer is I never came on here pretending to be married, pretending to be in a relationship or anything. I'm on here because it's a passion of mine to talk to people, women specifically, about relationship standards, things that are acceptable, things that are unacceptable. And the reason I decided to do this is because throughout my life, the experience of myself and me watching the experiences of other people has driven me to the point that I realized, like, what is really going on? Why are certain things have become acceptable? Why are we allowing this? Why is this becoming a normal thing for relationships? For people to treat each other with disrespect, for women to be treated with disrespect, for us to accept less, like I just always wondered about that. So this is my passion. That's why I do this. This is something that has been brewing in me and been developing in me for a long time, and it's just now I've received, the confidence and, the motivation to do this. Okay. So I am on here to help people. I am on here to make a difference, and I am on here to possibly even change lives. All right. So if I can do that, and even if it could just be just one person who listens to me, I'm okay with that. I'm fine with that. I understand not everybody's going to receive me. I understand some people are going to feel some type of way. I understand that in relationship counseling, coaching, and giving advice, that sometimes you end up being the bad guy. And that's okay. I've been the bad guy many times in my life, in many different situations, in many different relationships. I had to probably go against the grain, go against, what somebody thought, and say the truth, speak the truth. And me, if you know me, I'm someone who loves the truth. I'm someone who speaks the truth, no matter how detrimental it may be to me. Because when you're someone who speaks the truth, not everybody's ready to hear you. Not everybody wants to hear you. And that could mess up relationships. And being the person that I am, I decided that I'm going to speak the truth regardless. And that's why I'm on here. So I'm prepared to be the bad guy. I'm prepared to be the person that people look at and be like, you're not even in a relationship. You don't even got a man, but you're on here giving advice. Let me tell you something. There is nothing wrong with having this knowledge that I decided to go on a journey. I decided to humble myself and go on a journey to receive this knowledge. Because like I said in a previous video, I had to realize that I didn't have it. Not only I had to realize that I didn't have it, I had to look at other people around me and what's being acceptable and what's being accepted in society, and realize that society doesn't have it. People around me doesn't have it. People in my family don't have it. People in the church don't have it. All right. And I'm not speaking about any church in specifically. I'm just talking about church in general, because like I said, the same divorce rate that's in the world, 50% or 50 something percent in America, it's the same divorce rate in the church or more. So if that's the case, that we were realizing that religion or not, people don't have it. So when I realized that, I'm lacking in something. I realized that I am not better than the next person who got a divorce. So if I'm not better than them, I need to take preventative measures on my end, whatever I have to do in order to help myself be a better person single so I can be a better person in a relationship, so I can be a better person when that time comes for me to get married. That's all I'm doing here. I understand and I know that a lot of people wish they would have went on this journey before they got into a relationship, before they got married. A lot of people wish they've done this. And unfortunately, a lot of this knowledge, a lot of this advice was not available to people before me. Okay, so let's think about our grandmothers and our great grandmothers, even your mother. When you think about them, they didn't have this knowledge. This knowledge wasn't privy to them. When I say privy, I mean like they didn't have the privilege of obtaining knowledge about relationships. And it's not really exactly about relationships. It's really like singleness advice as well. Like a lot of singleness advice, learning about trauma, childhood trauma, any trauma that happens to people over their lifespan, including yourself, that prevents them from being a happy, healthy, and a whole person, so they can be that in a relationship. So a lot of broken people, and this is just like a circle, a vicious cycle of what keeps happening, which is a lot of broken people keep going into relationships thinking that the relationship's gonna make them whole, thinking that this person is gonna complete them or make them happy. And what does it end up? It ends up in a lifelong marriage or relationship of unhappiness, of feeling even more broken, or it ends up in divorce. And divorce is a heartbreak all by itself. People say it feels like a death. So why not acquire this knowledge? Why not check every source that you can, every source that makes sense, every source that agrees with, your spirit, the things that make sense, things that, can help you. Why not go to any source you can to try to make something happen, to try to get the knowledge and the wisdom and the understanding you need to better yourself and better your relationship? And why knock me? Because I want to be a part of what helps people. I want to be a part of the positive. Don't knock me because of that. Okay, if you can't receive me because you feel like I have been in relationships, but if you can't receive me because you feel like I'm not currently in a relationship or I'm not married right now, I completely understand. I completely understand. So I urge you to go find other sources that you're more compatible with. Go find other people on YouTube where you feel like you can receive some advice from them, because you need that. You need that. Like I keep saying, you're not better than the next person who got a divorce or has a failed relationship. So with you knowing that a lot of people have failed relationships, failed marriages. A lot of people do love and relationships wrong. You knowing that means you as a person, whether you're single, in a relationship, or married, you need to start embarking on a journey. Go on a journey where you try to better yourself and you better your relationship and get the knowledge that you didn't have. Get the knowledge that your parents or your grandmother and those who came before you, get the knowledge that they didn't have, so you can do it better. And in turn, you will have a stronger family and you'll raise kids that have stronger relationships too. So you could be an example to your kids. The reason I give advice is because, to be honest, almost anybody can give relationship advice. And if you don't believe me, ask a 5-year-old girl. If you have a daughter, if you have a toddler, well, not a toddler, but if you have a talking child, a small child, if you even have a 10-year-old child, a 15-year-old child, talk to them, ask them, if daddy hits mommy, should mommy stay with daddy? Even they could tell you no. Even they could tell you that is not right, because there's some part of us that are born with some kind of moral instinct. There's morals in us that we just are born with, that we already know what's right and what's wrong. So the advice I'm giving you, or the advice any other relationship coach giving you, these things are completely common sense. But it's common sense that people do not live by. Because why? Because people are there's people who are so desperate for a relationship, or they're so desperate to be whole, and they think that having a relationship, having a warm body, having someone to sleep next to them every day is better than being alone, or is better than dealing with that trauma on the inside of them, or whatever it is. And this is what makes us forgo. This is what makes us forget, basic human things, like being treated right, like this person being honorable towards you, like this person respecting you, like this person being a good partner. So for us, a lot of us, because we want companionship, we sacrifice our self-respect. And what I'm saying to you, this is just basic knowledge, common sense. Who sacrificed self-respect just to have a friend, just to have a relationship? Normal people, a normal healthy person knows this. But for some reason, when we get into relationships, and it's been this way for a very long time, we forget all about those morals. We forget all about that. And like I said, a child could tell you, listen, if daddy or if mommy cheats on daddy, daddy should leave mommy. A child could tell you these things. It's common sense, but for some reason, it's not common sense, or like they say, common sense is not that common. All right. But what I'm telling you here is I don't need to be in a relationship. I don't need to be married to tell somebody how to be treated. What's unacceptable or what's acceptable. Is single right now, but let's say someone is getting lied to consistently all the time. Whether I'm single, being lied to is not acceptable. All my friends who I'm friends with who know me know that I hate lying. I hate lying, and I hate, I just hate lying. I don't want to say I hate liars, because I don't hate people, but I hate the act of lying. That's what I hate. If I'm single, I don't tolerate lying for my friends. If you're a liar, you can't be my friend. If I'm in a relationship, definitely the person I'm laying next to, spending my whole life with, in a relationship, that's not tolerable. That's unacceptable. If I'm married, someone who's a liar, that's unacceptable. So you see how the standard doesn't change whether I'm single, in a relationship, married. That standard doesn't change. Someone putting their hands on me, single, in a relationship, married, it's unacceptable. Someone disrespecting me, someone talking down to me, a person, like, we can go down the list, people. None of these things are acceptable whether I'm single, in a relationship, or married. These standards don't change. So I don't understand. Actually, I do understand why someone would say that, but listen to the logic. No matter what stage in life I am in, it still applies. Certain things will never be acceptable. And the thing about it, it's so much better to know what's not acceptable for you as a single person, so you don't start accepting that when you're in a relationship or when you're married. Okay, I got this down pat as a single person. So that means I already understand my morals. I already understand my standards. I already understand my deal breakers, what I'm not going to tolerate. So that makes me even more prepared to stand my ground in a relationship. This is a realization that you want your daughter, that you want your son to already have. we have gone through a long time not being ready, not being taught relationship, and the time is now. The time is now that we have the knowledge, that we have privilege of having the knowledge, that we don't have to accept what was accepted before. We don't have to normalize the things that was normalized before, or the things that are getting normalized now. So don't knock a single person who wants to be a part of the positive route, who wants to acquire the knowledge and share it with other people to open the eyes of other people. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that. So that's what I want to share with you. Relationships is my passion. I'm not going to stop, and hopefully, I'm sure one day you guys going to see me when I'm in a relationship. You guys are going to see me married, and I'm going to keep doing the same thing. So God bless you. If you vibe with me, if you like this channel, stay tuned. There's more coming. If you don't, just go find somebody else that's a better fit for you. But either way, God bless you. I love you all. Good night.